So the Order's right about one thing. We attract Voidwoken. Am I the lone survivor? Only one way to find out. Any man who put his likeness in stone is a fool in my book.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his...
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child screws up his face and looks...
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, and... But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal. You can stay out here with me if you want. You don't seem that scary.
Hey, mister. Is there I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few...
Can't beat ya!
Looky here. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. No problem, Freshie. In that case, enjoy your stay. But I'll be chuffed to you,
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs.
Quite the hand, Freshie. Unfortunately, 2 is less. Just my bit of fun, Sharpie. I'm sure the Reds told you. No one gets along. Well, you've heard of it now, ain't ya? Lone wolf, eh?
Ralvo looked...
You know what? I'm in a good mood. Take...
The woman is scrabbling at her throat as she catches sight of you.
Ben, Miss, Ethan, Ben, Miss, you killed them! You killed them! He killed them all! Murderer! Keep him away from me! Help! Somebody! Guards! Guards! Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. My baby, Irma. She's called... I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger. I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned... Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her...
She soaks up as...
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. You are an... Ah, you're back. Please, did you find Irma? She... Bless you.
Come on.
Fella can't hear himself. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to you?
Known her all my life. Her little girl Irma, too. Farah was a straight-shooting woman in those days, but now she's madder than a coot.
What else do you call hollering after a ghost? That child of hers she's shouting after has been dead and buried a month over. And there ain't no amount of...
Where are you? Ah, you're back. Please, did you find Irma? She still hasn't... You've been talking to that snake, Jeff, haven't you? You stay away from that man. Do you hear me?
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cats. I've been here a long time. I have a way out of here. Are you interested? Attaboy. Who wouldn't? The plan's simple. Completely foolproof. I have a spell. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go. Not enough to trouble a get that artifact.
Hey,
Losa, the dark-eyed...
Back then, Iffin Ben Mezd. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? Me too. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought.
Striking unseen. That said, I'm perfectly suits me fine. Lead on. Or better yet, let me take the lead, then follow me.
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that he's leaning over a corpse.
What's happening to these turtles? They're transforming.
Stay back, sorcerer.
We know you've been...
I'd sooner cut my tongue. If you can tell the... This can't be serious.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Bishop Alexander, Tusa King...
Stop! My father... The fate, Dallas.
Yes. What a waste.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
Reckon they know what they're doing, right?
This heap of flesh and bone was just another
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear.
If it would be acceptable, and if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation rather...
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head and all. Fane's words are quiet, but you hear the blacksmith repeat, "Face Ripper," in shock. She slowly starts...
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon and...
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. Amidst a crowd of screws...
And what you after?
Yavolf!
The guard glances around furtively, then...
Thought you must have died when that ship went down. Guess wolves can swim. Ha! That I can provide. Here's how things are gonna go down. You'll kill a slum elf called Sahila for me. In return,
He waves a little scrap of paper.
Deal. Far as I understood, lone wolves don't ask questions. So why don't you shut your muzzle and go fetch?
He smirks.
You don't get it, do you? In here, I call the shots. You so much as tickle me, and you'll be tossed to my sauce hounds as a new chew toy. Do as I say, or you won't be doing much of anything at all.
He blanches and staggers.
Don't! I'll give you the information. Not sure why you're still hanging around here. You know what you need to do.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paw.
It's no use anyway. You're nice. Emmy would have. She was my mate for the last 7, carried the 2, plus 50. 5 years! Say.
Lucky find.
Huh? What? But I was... It was... Please, tell me. Tell me. Why did you wake me? I was so close. And you smell of burnt hair. and barren dreams. But I have the good breeding not to miss. So close. Not to worry.
As you're about to approach the lizard...
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do...
To your surprise, Sabine, you hear him yelp about the master. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground. Sabine heaves a sigh.
Chat's over.
So, that seemed just a tad excessive.
What you witnessed was an exercise in restraint. And jolly good fun to boot.
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? You'll find.
Something on your mind? It's simple. He scarred me.
She defies.
Can you blame me? There it is. I was Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me. The search for the master continues, of course. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it...
Sabine gently...
Let me have a word with the gentleman, would you? I've a little clue to follow up on.
Sabine steps forward. A little back and forth ensues.
Thank you. We should make good on our escape, you know. I have to see a man about a wolf in the hollow marshes. Naught but a whelp in Zalaskar's his name.
Worse than war rations, they...
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling...
What? Out with it.
He smirks.
I'm listening. Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes. Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache too.
He points the tip of his...
I solve my own problems. Sure, have a good stuff, huh? Leave him be.
Listen, I can help you if...
Shut up, elf. This clown caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Supplies? Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate. Ain't been here long, have ya?
He twirls his knife.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watch.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again. Griff tears into one of the oranges with both hands.
Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief?
He raises an eyebrow.
Looks like someone did my... Your guy's free to go. It should be fine.
Need something in the kitchen? Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you.
Ain't fit for
Ha! Cheeky. What's your name? I'm Butter. Nice to meet you. Long enough, I reckon. Everyone talks a big game when they get here. Big games get...
She laughs.
Now, wouldn't that be... Look, I have an idea. I know we don't know each other very well, but time is so short and a connection is so rare. If we get out of here, will you meet me again in Arcs?
She leans forward and grazes your cheek.
Until then.
She smiles and gives you a long, meaningful look.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Soon!
Her eyes flutter.
Can't change that now, I'm afraid. No matter how much I want to.
She smiles and gives you a long...
Soon! I know what you mean. I need some... Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around Griff. I'm watching you. Well, move along. Careful. Heading into the kitchen? I've heard that before. Keep walking.
It is done. And I hold my end of the bargain. I show you the way out. Yes, Sahela. She is everything. A ruler, a seer, a knower, a child. She cannot be lost here. It is for all. Give me your map. I give you this amulet. I go to her.